white cod there, ladies. Nice bit of blue army trout today. Fresh salmon, no red salmon today, only blue and white salmon this week, ladies.
There's Heskey, it's a clever layoff, back in it, Black Claridge! Little ball for Heskey! Claridge. Now Robbins, good shot on the turn!
Oh, that's a great goal, isn't it?
Parker with a free kick. Towards Grayson, it's in! An equaliser from Simon Grayson. It's Leicester City and Martin O'Neill who go to Wembley. The pre-season relegation favourites could end the season with a major trophy to their name. Musto has tiptoed into the box. It's Ravanelli though, and now it's Juninho. He's almost got through. Lennon was there. Ravanelli, yes! Charged down by Pearson. Robbins in there again. Still a chance. Walsh is there. Heskey's there. Hit the bar. Claridge. Heskey, yes! Leicester City, with 2.5 minutes to spare, are back on terms. They just will not lie down. Spirit, they have it by the lorry load.
It's the first time they've needed a replay in the League Cup final for 13 years, and remember, it must be settled tonight. Half an hour's extra time, and then penalty kicks, should the team still be level. And that's going to be an experience if it happens for the two goalkeepers, particularly this young man, 21 years old, Ben Roberts, who plays between the sticks for Middlesbrough tonight. The Swede, Pontus Kåmark, will have a very similar job to the one he had at Wembley 10 days ago in keeping a check on Juninho. But it may turn out to be a different sort of role tonight. Our information is that Juninho will play up front with Ravanelli rather than in his normal, slightly withdrawn role. It's going to be Middlesbrough who get this League Cup final underway. Two teams who between them have lost only twice in 26 cup ties in various competitions this season. Middlesbrough in the red shirts and white shorts, attacking from left to right. Emerson, who you, our viewers, voted man of the match at Wembley 10 days ago. And I imagine it could be a very different sort of game to that occasion, which was disappointing. We all admit that. Leicester certainly feel that their players are likely to be less nervous tonight and more adventurous as well. And Emil Heskey will play a more forward role alongside Claridge than the withdrawn midfield role he had at Wembley. Neil Cox trying to find the run from Hignett, and Whitlow slides it out of play. Hignett, one of the goal scorers, of course, in the FA Cup against Chesterfield at the weekend from the penalty spot. Pearson, who didn't play in that game and hasn't played in Borough's last two. A very welcome sight back in the defence for them tonight.
Well, there's no doubt Heskey's been given the job of playing a bit further forward. First half at Wembley was down in this corner, the ball's in now. Tonight we find him on the halfway line.
There's Parker, who had an excellent match at Wembley. Out on the right is Grayson, whose semi-final goal against Wimbledon and their place in the final. Good clearance there by Roberts. He'll be pleased with his first contribution.
I did the job. Always a danger when defender and goalkeeper get close together.
It's only his 9th appearance in the first team. He would have played in the FA Cup semi-final irrespective of Schwartz's injury, because the Australian keeper was cup-tied in that competition.
Well, Juninho is far further forward than he was at Wembley, and it's Craig Hignett at the moment who's the one that's kind of just dropping off. I think he's happy playing that role, Hignett, with Emerson doing that as well. I think that's what's influenced the inclusion of the man on the ball, Clayton Blackmore.
Spencer Pryor keeping a careful eye on Ravanelli. moment's confusion, which Pryor sorted out quickly and sorted out well. Heskey with a lovely little touch onto Claridge. Izzard has joined Heskey in the box. If Claridge can get his cross in, there's a good header clear. And the first attack of any note by Leicester had Middlesbrough backpedaling, but now they themselves break dangerously. It was a lovely ball from Emerson, and there's another good ball to Ravanelli. Both Juninho and Hignett up in support of the Italian here. He may be one touch too many, but that's a corner.
Spencer Pryor looked to play offside, but you can see at the bottom of the screen, Steve Walsh is 4 or 5 yards behind everyone, playing onside. He just looked to stumble and lose his balance at the vital moment. But that's a very good break, so typical of what Middlesbrough are good at.
Pearson and Fester both forward for the corner, and it went straight over the head of Emile Heskey. The shot back in by Juninho. Now the linesman has flagged. Has to stand on the pitch to draw the referee's attention to himself.
A little unlucky Juninho, his first touch. Strange to say that about the little Brazilian, but he doesn't get it under control quick enough. A little bit too high as the ball bounced. It just gave Leicester a chance to just squeeze him down, put pressure on at the edge of the box.
Fester, another goal scorer in the FA Cup, of course, against Chesterfield. Here's Parker. Musto on to Ravanelli and then to Emerson. Whitlow did brilliantly then. Great defending by Mickey Whitlow. Interesting to see that this time it was Juninho closing down Cormac and not letting him get a kick early. The reverse of what happened most of the time at Wembley.
The big difference when you play him that far forward. This way gets the ball into feet and he turns and beats you. He's through. He's level with the back four and he's through. At Wembley, he was getting the ball in that midfield area and had so much to do. He was getting crowded out, Juninho. That might well have been in Brian Robson's thinking.
Muzzy is it. It's a bold run, but again, perhaps just a step too far in the end. But justified. Walsh's clearance has dropped at the feet of Emerson. Given away to Claridge. Now Heskey. Musto, as ever, spotted the danger.
Well, there's a much better tempo about the game. People did criticise the first half at Wembley, but I just thought the tempo was low and down. No such thing here in the opening 5 minutes. The tempo of the game's been good. I think when you get a good tempo to a game, you invariably get a decent game. More urgency about the whole thing.
Nice touch, Ravanelli. Musto on to Hignett. Leighton Blackmore getting into a good position and almost finding Hignett. Walsh with an important interception, but here's Juninho, cleared by Pryor.
Well, what reaction from Juninho. You know, he reacted so quick. Almost assumed what Walsh's clearance was going to land right at his feet. Just nipped in front of Cormac.
Heskey alone up front at the moment, and Fester got there to clear, but he's given it straight to Pryor. Whitlow making the option down the left count. A late challenge there by Ravanelli. Cox a bit fortunate to find Blackmore. And here's Musto. Leicester pressurising Middlesbrough deep in their own half, but there's a great ball out for Juninho. No, it's just too much pace in the end.
Well, they'll look to play that, I think, especially from Nigel Pearson, to get the chance to play that long diagonal over the top.
Now Whitlow. Claridge, Lennon. Brilliant run by Whitlow. He's still going. That is excellent play. Parker, good ball. Grayson out on the right. Heskey and Claridge well placed in the penalty area as he takes on Kinder and gets a corner.
Well, they both got for this, Walsh and Pryor. Just wondering, Whitlow's making his way over as well. Will we see this arc extend with the left foot? Gary Parker's got good quality, but if he takes it, it's more likely to be swinging out the way. But they've got good targets, 4 good headers of the ball in there, with Heskey and Claridge as well.
Walsh, usually the man that opposing defenders have got to keep a very careful eye on. Variation on the corner. Parker has a better angle to try and pick out Walsh. Good clean catch by Roberts. And a good early throw for Emerson. Ravanelli looking for Juninho. Poor Mark got there first. Difficult bounce which Claridge misjudged. This is Spencer Pryor. Lennon. Parker. A bit too strong for Izzard. Cox did well.
It's going to be an interesting area of the field, wide at both sets of fullbacks. They both feel with both midfields narrow that in positions like the Kinder's just picked it up. I think both sets of fullbacks, if they want it, can get it there.
Ravanelli drifting out to the left. Juninho. Ravanelli. It's good build-up play. And that's a great effort by Hignett.
What a save. Well, the first thing Roberts had to do was nice and comfortable. The first thing that Casey Kellis has to do is produce a really good save. But this is lovely football. Good passing movement. That's an excellent save from the goalkeeper. That's what you call a confidence builder. A crosser marking into the corner. It's at a good height for him, to be fair. But he dealt with it well.
Hignett himself will take the corner. Emerson tried to flick it on. Lennon with the clearance. Kinder, who lasted just 36 minutes at that FA Cup semi-final before a second yellow card led to his opportunity to be first to use the soap. Here's Cox. Now Clayton Blackmore, the Welsh international who didn't play, remember, in the original match at Wembley. He was one of the substitutes that day. There's a lovely ball for Juninho. Good tackle by Pryor.
Oh, that's a brilliant tackle. And I'll tell you what, he doesn't get that tackle in Pryor. Juninho is absolutely free and through. The run was an excellent one. There's certainly nothing sinister in the tackle. But he's in ahead of Camargue. He takes the little Brazilian. Yeah, didn't take him. He took the ball, won it very well. Anxious couple of moments now. That's the difference, though, Alan. You make a little run like that at the top end of the pitch, and he's almost through. He was making the same sort of runs at Wembley, but he was making them in midfield.
Well, Juninho obviously really felt the effect of that on his knee. The stretcher, obligatory these days. It doesn't necessarily mean the injury is serious, but he looks in some trouble here, and Brian Robson might have another tactical problem to sort out very early on. Only 10 minutes gone, and one of his key players is in a bit of trouble here. And the Middlesbrough fans who've had a difficult journey to Hillsborough, delighted to see him on his feet, but he's off the pitch at the moment. Some Middlesbrough fans only just getting here. Row X, seat 33, I don't know.
Where are you? Any seat you want, son. That's what I would say. Go on.
Claridge. Well, that's good pressure from him against Emerson. Parker. Oh, he's normally a better passer of the ball than that, Gary Parker. Whitlow had to rescue that one for him. Now he's in a difficult position and has run straight into Ravanelli. Juninho, as you can see, back on the pitch and seemingly running as freely as ever. And here he is. Paul Mark, I need hardly tell you, the defender. And defended impeccably. Grace finding Heskey. Had a quiet match by his standards at Wembley, but got that all-important, if somewhat scrambled goal 3 minutes from the end. On Sunday, Middlesbrough was 60-odd seconds from the end and a place in the FA Cup final till Chesterfield hit back. And their inability to hold on to a lead has been one of the key factors in their very inconsistent season. Heskey's header. No problem for Middlesbrough. Emerson. Oh, beautiful skill. Brought down by Whitlow. Well, about 20,000 Middlesbrough fans and one Brazilian thought he was brought down, but the most important man, Martin Boddenham, didn't.
Well, I'm not so sure there's a tackle here where they just catch legs. I mean, there's no real attempt to tackle there. That's one of those unfortunate ones. It's interesting, I looked down just at both benches when that happened. Martin O'Neill was standing applauding, obviously seeing it the way the referee did. Viv Anderson was out complaining.
Which was ever fuss. Grayson with an excellent run here. Heskey in the middle. It's come out towards Lennon. And they were on the back foot then until Cox got it clear. Thumped back in, but there'll be an offside decision here.
I'm not so sure there should have been. I'll tell you, it looked touch and go. If he's given it against Grayson, he shouldn't have done. We might get a look and see if Heskey's just come back from an offside position. Certainly Grayson was, there's no doubt about that. He had produced the cross and he was coming back really inactive, I suppose we'd say. But I thought Heskey was still onside when the ball was played back in.
Wasn't the best kick by Roberts. Leicester have it back. Grayson waits for the run down the inside right channel, but couldn't find Heskey. Clayton Blackmore. Intelligent ball to open up space here for Cox. Ravanelli slides it between Whitlow's legs and again complains that he should have had a free kick, but referee Martin Boddenham, who is notorious for allowing play to flow and not giving too many free kicks, says play on again. Now there's an interesting looking ball for Hignett, which had Pryor in two minds, but he dealt with it well. Walsh. Clearance by Fester. Kinder on to Emerson. And now Cox joins the attack. Suspended for the FA Cup semi-final. Mustang. Cox again. It was a bit of an iffy ball, and it invited the challenge from Izzet, which won possession back for Leicester. Now Lennon. Poor mark. Grayson seeing plenty of the ball down that right-hand side, an eager, athletic figure. Heskey, the meat in the sandwich there, but the referee saw nothing wrong with that. However, Pearson did see something wrong and is still lying injured. Total accident, I think, Andy.
Yeah, nothing, I mean, again, nothing sinister. We've got two players firmly looking at the ball. Every time Nigel Pearson goes down, Alan, there's some concern. I think he's one they missed against Chesterfield, you know, in the semi-final, especially in the last 5 or 10 minutes when they're defending crosses as they were. And already he's been very much to the fore in defending 3 or 4 crosses that Grayson's angled in from that right-hand side.
He's so often in the wars, Nigel Pearson. He estimates he's lost something like 3 years of his career to various injuries. This one's not going to keep him off for long. He's back on the field now, in fact. Whitlow goes down. Foul by Hignett. Leicester's free kick. Swung in towards the on-rushing captain Walsh. Heskey using his strength to good effect. Grayson brought down. No, again.
Linesman's right on the spot, to be fair. We're a long way away the other side of the pitch. But the linesman was no more than 5 or 10 yards from this. They'll give and go. Well, the left leg seemed to come out somewhat, but obviously no contact.
Pearson underneath Keller's kick. This is Lennon. Is it? Lovely layoff Claridge to Lennon, who couldn't return it. Pearson swings it clear towards Ravanelli. Kinder. Martin O'Neill, a winner in his playing days in this competition with Nottingham Forest, looking for the first major trophy in his career at Leicester. And with his team almost safe for another season of Premiership football. Still feels they need another win to be absolutely safe. For Middlesbrough, of course, the situation far more serious. They've got 6 league games to play after today. Juninho just gets a continuation of the treatment for that earlier injury. And for Middlesbrough, remember, this is the first of a spell of 8 games in 26 days, and they're still second from bottom of the Premiership. Their season could end in absolute glory or absolute disaster. Such is the fascination of this game, and only a few weeks to go.
I think the 2 cup ties will be the destiny, Alan, and that'll decide what happens in the league in many ways. I think if it's a double disappointment in the cup, then they might just go all 3, and they might end up going down. If they were to find some glory either tonight or in the FA Cup, that might be the spur they need in the league. But many people have talked about tired legs, and yes, they have. But as you mentioned right at the top, they've only played as many games as Leicester. And it's what they've got to do, I think. It's more of a concern to Brian Robson and not what they have done already.
And some heavy hints that he's having to deal with. A lot of speculation that should Middlesbrough not succeed on at least 2 of the 3 fronts, their foreign contingent might be thinking again about their future on Teesside. But it is only speculation. Here's Izzet. Lennon. Good return ball. And so was that. And Heskey in a great position. It was a driven cross which Roberts anticipated.
Not the best, I have to say, normally near post. The players were a little bit too far away. The initial part of this is excellent. He gives it and then he just goes behind. Look at him, no one tracks him, everyone's watching the ball. Izzet slides him through beautifully. But Claridge is too far out for that near post driven ball.
And a quick counter-attack brought the best out of Steve Walsh at the other end.
Both sides are certainly positive tonight, the opening 20 minutes.
Yes, comparative to Wembley, it's flown by that opening period. Much more open and, as you say, up-tempo game. Ravanelli, Emerson. Blackmore reaches it first, ahead of Izzet. This is Kinder, the Slovakian. Now the Brazilian Emerson. Juninho. Pryor covered intelligently again then for Leicester. Parker's under pressure from Musto. Now Heskey. Good ball. He loves this position down the left, but this time he's run straight into Cox. Leicester satisfy themselves with a throw. Taken already. Lennon. Wicklow. Now Heskey. Tried to bundle his way through, but Musto's a strong customer as well. Here's Emerson. Dived in a bit there, Parker. But the ball from Emerson not the best. And again, it was Pryor sweeping.
They'll take the throw there. But I think Whitlow's trying to do what I suggested he might do, and that's push into midfield. I think they've seen that Camark's been pulled back into that back 4, and with only really Ravanelli up there to mark, there's sometimes 2 against 5 if Whitlow doesn't push forward. But what they do, they push forward there, they lost it, and Emerson very quickly broke into the area that he had left.
Muzzy is it. Claridge closely marked, and I mean closely, by Festa. Well, he was persistent, as he always is, Claridge. He'll never give up on anything, and he's earned his team a corner.
He was always second here. What he does very well, great example. We were talking about not giving silly free kicks away. Claridge had him in the corner, he was going nowhere. So many players would have hacked away at Festa's ankles or whatever and given a free kick. But he just made life difficult for him. He's earned his team a corner, and, well, from such things do goals come from.
Walsh the target on the far post. They've got another corner. Pearson's clearance. Midway through the first half then of this Coca-Cola Cup final replay. Still goalless.
Well, let's just put Parker better on. He'll be able to bend and fizz this in.
Walsh coming in on the back post again, though. It was Pearson who met it first. Turned back in by Cormac. Now there's an offside flag to end that Leicester attack. Capacity crowd of 40,000 incidentally inside Hillsborough tonight, and although this competition's had a lot of unjustified criticism, the Football League tell me that the Coca-Cola Cup this season has raised almost £20 million in revenue for the clubs who have entered it, and has had more than 1.5 million spectators from beginning to end, and it has to end tonight, remember. Middlesbrough have a free kick and a moment to draw breath. Well, with so many Brazilians and an Italian around, there will be no shortage of contenders to take this.
Oh, we've got someone in the box. We've got about 8 players around the ball. Well, they did have. Now 1 or 2 are starting to make way. But certainly if Ravanelli's come out from the edge of the 18-yard box, you can only assume he's going to hit this on. Otherwise, I don't know why your top goal scorer would be there.
The Leicester fans provided the perfect commentary on that effort. No need for me to add.
Yeah, he opted for power. Long, long way out. But once that started to rise, it was never coming down.
Emerson wins the header, but it's gone straight to Grayson, who had time to turn, or did he? He almost got in trouble, and that back pass might well get Keller in trouble. Again, it was the excellent Pryor who read the danger and dealt with it. Often an overlooked figure for Leicester, but a very important one, and has been already several times tonight.
2 important interceptions. I think Janino would have beaten Keller to the ball, but for Pryor's intervention.
Good touch on, Claridge to Heskey. Now Parker, chance for a shot. The save has gone out to Whitlow. Inches wide.
Well, it wasn't convincing, Roberts, Alan, I have to say, dealing with Parker's shot. I mean, it's well struck from Gary Parker, but it's close to the goalkeeper. He kind of shovels it out more than anything. Both hands, really not that convincing. And had this not started to bend just after Whitlow hits it, it would have found the far corner. Just as he hits it, just starts the arc away. And that's the thing that saves them. Beautifully struck. You can see it just arc away across the face of the goal. Not this time, Martin.
The usual understated reaction on the Leicester bench. Ricky Whitlow hasn't got a goal this season and has hardly played, in actual fact, because when he came back at Wembley, it was his first appearance in the side for 4 months. You'd never guess it. He played well that day. He's made a good start here, but Keller stubbed the ground then and has squished it. Well, I thought it was going out of play, so did everybody else, but it was somehow kept in. And Leicester have conceded a throw, but much deeper in opposition territory. Keller very grateful there. Blackmore. This is Cox. Emerson. Lennon and Parker both snapping at his heels, and this time the referee has given a free kick.
Yeah, he spotted a little tug on the shirt, a little tug on the jersey. With his little dancing feet. Someone obviously got hold of it. Might have been Lennon just there.
Middlesbrough coming forward. Kinder's effort on the bounce, easy for Keller.
Well, it's so tight in central midfield, Alan. Well, Middlesbrough almost had 4, if you include Hignett at times in that central area. No great width there. And Leicester with a 3, plus Whitlow now, who you see pushed up level, more with Gary Parker than level with his other defenders. So it's really congested and narrow in there. Well, that's a decent start, but look at all that play in that middle area.
Calm defending by Middlesbrough.
I think those areas with full-backs in that type of area might be where the first opening comes from.
Hignett takes on Pryor. And looks for Ravanelli in the box. Fester played that ball in blind. Lucky for him, Blackmore was covering. Pryor with a sliced ball forward.
I don't think he appreciated it. No, he didn't. He didn't appreciate the ball back. I think once he had given it to Kamak, as a centre-back and primarily a defensive one, he just wanted Kamak to deal with it. He was a bit surprised and peeved that it came back to him. Zininho pressure on him.
You got that impression somehow, didn't you? Hignett. Again, Leicester closed down so quickly. There are a few teams that work so hard, but they don't want clumsy balls like that from Parker. Not like him, in fairness. Now Ravanelli has mistakenly played it straight to Lennon. Mustoe back covering, but Lennon has shaken him off. And a nice little angle ball for Heskey, but not quite the right angle. Coming up to half an hour gone then at Hillsborough. And the best opening of the match so far has fallen Leicester's way. Incidentally, this is not a happy ground for Leicester City. On their only previous Coca-Cola tie here, they lost 7-1 against Sheffield Wednesday back in 1992, and they haven't won at Hillsborough for 27 years in various competitions. Well, all in wrestling was not normally allowed, but Martin Bodnam saw nothing wrong with that challenge from Emerson on Cormark, who plays a wonderful ball forward, and Heskey takes it in his stride, and oddly enough, if he hadn't controlled it like that, he might have had a better chance of scoring.
Well, there's a great example of first touch. Look how high up the pitch they are. That's the ball I talked about. Over the top for Heskey's pace. It was an awkward and difficult one, to be fair to the young lad, but a better touch would have given him a golden opportunity.
Ravanelli.
That's a little warning, Noel, of all the passing we've seen in that midfield area, and some of it's been neat and tidy. It was a long ball that created it. The first real glimpse.
Some long ball it was. There's Cox. Pearson. It's good football from Middlesbrough. Blackmore.
Precision football they play at times, Middlesbrough. That's why sometimes it breaks down so often. They go through the middle with no great width at all. So they have to go through the middle, and when Leicester put lots of bodies there, then the passing has to be so precise.
Emile Heskey. Claridge. Lennon brings Whitlow into it. Parker has some space here. Grayson calling for it in on the right, and he delivers a lovely ball. Grayson's header in was useful as well, but Roberts once again was quick to see the danger.
Well, job done in the build-up. They can't allow Gary Parker time and space to do this. He's got good quality, and he will punish teams. He has done this season, and he's certainly capable of doing it tonight. To stand off him, allow him to just take aim and fire. He'll pick players' runs out, no doubt of that.
The League Cup, the only major trophy that Leicester have ever won in their 113-year history. Middlesbrough have never won a major prize and they have been in existence for 121 years, even longer. And of course, the winners will get a place in Europe in the UEFA Cup next season. Obviously, Brian Robson's club have never operated at those dizzy heights, and Leicester only once before in their history as well, 36 years ago. Now, Juninho has been quiet for the last 10 minutes or so.
They just crowd him out. They've done it ever so well. For what now, almost, well, I was going to say a game and a half, but more than that.
Well, they've given the ball away, Leicester, rather carelessly, and it's played forward too deep, too heavy by Emerson.
You know, they never leave Camargue 1-for-1 against Juninho. I mean, he's only had the ball 8 times, that's all.
And that statistic is a tribute to that player who has once again, so far anyway, you have to keep stressing, so far, done an impeccable job of close marking. Is it? Making Claridge work hard. And couldn't get the cross in.
Well, he just wanted to tuck it back to Whitlow. Whitlow's 5 yards away. Natural left footer. Just wanted to roll it back and he could have delivered.
Now Juninho skips past challenges and delivers a brilliant ball forward for Hignett. Ravanelli is with him. There's a good challenge by Walsh, but he's there again. Juninho! Oh, if he'd have caught that right, Keller would surely have been beaten, but praise to the American goalkeeper for his positioning and agility.
Well, there's a great example of why he's man-marked, and that's what Mark O'Neill fears. From so deep, the ball to Hignett was an absolute peach, but he wasn't happy with that. Who was the first to catch up the play? The little man himself.
Parker releases Heskey. Leicester sticking close to him again, but he's got Lennon in support. Ooh, that little deflection could have deceived Roberts, but didn't.
Well, you say he's not been involved, but this is what he can do. Look how deep he is. 3-4 players he's attracted. Now that's a magnificent pass, and when it breaks down, who's first to arrive? Juninho. They don't quite pressure him enough. Positioning's good. At the end, it's a comfortable save. You know, a yard higher, it certainly would have dipped under the bar.
Heskey's going to make life difficult for Roberts here, who improvised well, having committed himself to the forward run. Now Parker sees him slightly off his line. Heskey is offside.
Oh, they defended that well. I think it might have been Neil Cox. Yeah, the number 2. Just watch the way he steps out, and he's a little bit deep. Now look at that. But quickly, there he goes. He's out level with Pearson. Hand up. I want offside. You got offside.
Minutes to half-time. An absorbing game. Ravanelli. Blackmore switches play to the right to Cox. On to Juninho, and Cormac wouldn't be shaken off again. It's a role that demands so much concentration that Cormac seems to fit it perfectly, despite his apparent misgivings. If you believe some of this morning's newspapers, he has been quoted far and wide as saying he feels it's slightly immoral to destroy the public's view of an entertainer like Juninho. Never heard too many professionals describe it like that before.
Well, I might not think that if his job means that he's walking home from here with a winner's medal.
Risky ball by Wicklow, and Pryor wanted Keller to come and claim it. Lennon. Good ball. Wicklow. Well played. Heskey. They've got a lot of men forward in this attack. Lennon. Checks to his right and played an off ball really in the end.
That was I'm not sure it was between both. Was it a cross? Was it a shot? I think the opening is there for a shot, and I think that's what he tried. Does ever so well here just to tuck back out to his right foot. The opening is there. I think he tried to get that bending the other way into the far corner, but he just cuts across the ball a little bit just in his haste, and it bends the wrong way as far as he's concerned. And he had great support in that 6-yard box, to be fair to Leicester.
Lovely back over there by Ravanelli. Juninho's off on a run again. Pryor cleaning up again.
Terrible touch, get him off.
That's the trouble with these Brazilians. No touch. Second touch of tackle. Parker. And laid forward, and it's an excellent ball, and Heskey's well placed in the middle here. Oh, that was a vital interception by Pearson.
That's brilliant defending. That's defending of the highest quality. He could easily have been attracted to the ball here, you know, because he sees Grayson through, but he has a quick look, Nigel Pearson. And had he not stayed where he was and had a look, then Heskey would be striking this at goal. Super defending from the skipper, absolutely top class.
Well, just as happened at Wembley, we've seen some excellent defending. We saw a bit of hesitation there as well at the Leicester end. Now the referee has waved play on here. Lennon, Heskey, chance for Heskey. Would you believe it? It hit the inside of the post, and this time it didn't go in.
I'll tell you what, 9 times out of 10 you do that. It hits the upright and goes in. They break on them really quickly. Heskey holds his position brilliantly. He does everything, in my opinion, absolutely right. Steadies himself across the goalkeeper, beats the goalkeeper, thinks he's open there as a count.
And Roberts flapped at that one. Goal kick, though.
Well, they're out of jail, Middlesbrough, from that. Said he's a threat, said he would play more positively, said in at the back of them he would be a threat, and that's what it's just done. It's fed in behind. There's no one going to catch him. That's a great strike. You give him that back another 20 times and it'll hit that post and go in.
Well, it's moments like that that turn football matches. I wonder how significant that might be in the long run.
Well, maybe Middlesbrough are thinking after the last couple of cup ties they've played in Allen, they're due a bit of luck.
They're giving it away again here to Lennon. Whitlow's cross, Heskey's in there again and makes a strong header, but he was a long way out.
Well, that's top class. That's what I meant about Steve Claridge earlier. What he should have done is exactly what Lennon does here. He tucks it back, he knows Whitlow's got a good left foot, and he delivers a free cross. He's just under enough pressure from Leicester to ensure that he can't get enough power on the header to really trouble the goalkeeper. It's a good spell from Leicester.
But it's Middlesbrough on the attack with Blackmore. Well, I'm full of admiration for Cormac again. He's just read the danger and dealt with it. Heskey on to Claridge. Leicester having a marvellous end to the half here. Muster. This is Hignett. Ravanelli. And Hignett did well to win that one. Now they've got plenty down the left-hand side here. But the challenge on Blackmore was a good one, and then in came Walsh, strongly as ever. And Leicester are growing in confidence here, you feel.
They got caught a little though with Grayson out of position, Alan. And that's that area where I talked about both sets of full-backs will enjoy going into.
Hignett, Pryor read it again. And was foul, wasn't he?
Yeah, play on, you've still got the ball.
That's as if you'd have ever been a referee, there would never have been a stoppage with it.
I think you just saw that they still had the ball.
Yeah, you're right.
You just let it go. Might not be everyone's cup of tea, Alan, but I'd rather see it flow and be stopped every...
Yeah, it's better than the opposite, isn't it?
Yeah. For a free kick.
Go on with that. Juninho. Now that is a foul. And Ravanelli not too happy with the challenge on his little mate. And nor was the referee, who reaches for the card.
That's clumsy. He kind of hacks away at Juninho, doesn't he? No attempt really to play the ball. I think that's the kind of decision anyone in the ground could have given.
First caution for Neil Lennon. Pearson just hangs it up for Ravanelli. That was good defending by Muzzy, is it? Parker. There's one for Claridge to chase, and chase he will. You can bet on that. But again, the defending of the highest quality.
Pearson does that well, you know. He never looks to play offside in silly areas, Alan, but he runs deep and he goes deep and defends.
Cox to Ravanelli. And to the delight of the Leicester fans, he couldn't even keep the ball in play that time. They felt he overreacted on Lennon moments earlier. Parker. Nice little touch from Izzet. And Lennon takes it from Emerson. This is Walsh. Racing way out on the right. He's a terrific long-range passer with the ball, Steve Walsh. And that's earned his team a throw. And here's Izzet, trying to make it even better. Blackmore did a good job then on Grayson. Hignett to Emerson. That'll be Middlesbrough's free kick in the last minute of the first half. Suitable time to remind you that if the teams are still level at the end of 90 minutes, this game would have half an hour of extra time, and if there's still no change, then it would be penalty kicks. And no major cup final in England has ever been decided by penalties. Well, we're about to see a little bit of history in the making. Juninho. Ravanelli. Cormack's there again. Juninho's not going to give it up without a fight, and fight was almost the operative word then as Hignett went sliding in. But Cormack's a cool customer.
Yeah, he did well, but when Juninho picked up the ball, Alan, deep in that position, he had 10 Blues shots to get past, and I don't think they're too worried then. He's got an awful lot to do, even him, as a magician. He's got so much to do to get past 10 of them. And that's what happened there. The first part they played in, got it back, and then they pressured him out of it. And that's why I think they tried to play him right up top.
Wasted free kick. Emerson looking for Cox. Lennon got there first. This is Whitlow. Play on, says the referee. Leicester fans not happy. And waits and then delivers it to Ravanelli. Parker just nicked it off his toes. Claridge. Did well there, Claridge. And as it wins the throw. Grayson. A little bit congested over there, but now Middlesbrough can open it up a little with Ravanelli. Walsh's challenge, Middlesbrough's free kick.
Again, no doubts about this. Walsh just comes in at the back, hacks away. Not a great tackle.
Fox, bad touch by him, giving it away to Heskey. On to Whitlow.
The pass had just let them down in the last third, Middlesbrough. They're okay back here, they've popped it about quite nicely, but when they've got in the last third, they've really struggled to put 2 or 3 passes together. Really breaks down too easily and too quickly.
Kinder's made a tremendous run here. Ravanelli couldn't quite find him. For that, you have to praise Pryor again. They've got on with it quickly. Ravanelli onto the left foot, finding Hignett. Kinder's still out there.
This is where they're so precise. You look at this little passing, and I think Leicester's theory is to put men around it, bodies around it, and that kind of thing's happened the majority of the time when they've done that.
And then the outlet ball, but this time it was irrelevant because the whistle went for half-time, and Emil Heskey the closest to changing that 0-0 scoreline, and you can't get any closer than that. It thumped against the foot of the post. Frustration for Martin O'Neill and his coaches, and for Emil Heskey. So are we 45 minutes away from knowing the winners of the 37th League Cup final, or is it going to take a little more time than that to decide? Leicester City will get the second half underway, and in this half they're attacking the what used to be known as the Kop end here at Hillsborough, in the days when it was still open terracing. Huge stretch it was too, and that's where the majority of Middlesbrough fans are gathered tonight. 20,000 for each club, and of course those Borough fans want to know about the traffic problems in time for next week when they're back again for the FA Cup semi-final replay against Chesterfield. The last 3 cup ties have all gone to extra time, and 2 of them of course to replays, but this one has to be finished tonight. Gary Parker. Grayson got down that right-hand side a lot to good effect in the first half, but that's a poor ball. Quite a year for cup finals in the Grayson family. His younger brother Paul, opening batsman for Essex last year in the NatWest final against Lancashire. And I gather Simon himself is a pretty useful cricketer in his school days. And his brother, would you believe, had a trial as a footballer for Middlesbrough. Kindo's probably never heard of cricket, finding Ravanelli. And the chested pass there by Hignett only gave possession straight back to Leicester.
That's been the most disappointing thing. Talked about it the first half, Alan, that they've had decent possession. They're in that final third when it's gone up top, when it's gone to Hignett or Ravanelli. Juninho, all right, it's been hard for him, but when it's gone to Hignett and Ravanelli, they haven't held on to it enough, they haven't built enough from them. Keep playing it. They're a patient side, I'll say that for them.
Lovely drop of the shoulder there by Emerson. Juninho, guess who takes it off him? But it's been given away now. Ravanelli looking for Hignett. Keller got there first.
Well, that's the thing more than any. It's mistakes, isn't it? Leicester had a great chance with a mistake. That, a little misplaced pass, a little bit more bend in that ball, and Hignett certainly would have given him Keller more trouble.
Claridge's header on, didn't realise where it had gone. Blackmore did. Emerson. Hignett not allowed room to turn, and that's the basis of Leicester's game. They don't allow room for anything. Now the linesman gave a throw-in to Leicester there, and the referee has overruled him.
Well, it is his prerogative as referee, you know.
Do they have prerogatives, referees?
He wasn't too far away, in fairness to Martin Bodman. Probably closer than the linesman.
Thankfully, in terms of potential controversy, nothing came of it. Parker launches one too long. Pearson has to look for the long ball option, and it's a good one too, but Ravanelli's layoff wasn't.
It's too easy, giving it away like that. That was a good ball up from back to front from Pearson. He's entitled to expect his striker to hold on to it for a bit. Instead, they're back defending the edge of the box.
And Parker suddenly onto that loose ball. Finds Grayson. Plenty forward in this attack. The cross met by Izzet. That's a great turn and shot.
Great take. The ball in from Grayson, I'm sure, was not intended to have Izzet as its target. I think he's trying to play this into a danger area, but arrived at it very quickly. 2 excellent touches on the ball. First to control it, then to set it where he wants, onto his right, so they can spin and hit rather underneath it.
Well, Pryor hasn't missed much at the back. Ravanelli. And Pryor's presence forced him to play the ball early. Kept in play by Neil Cox. Emerson. This is Vladimir Kinda. And the referee gives the free kick against Grayson. Foul on Hignett. Very early, too early, Ravanelli's offside.
It's unlucky, good thinking, tell you. They hold the line quite well. It was a quick piece of thinking from front man and deliverer. Look, he starts to go behind him. He only goes a yard early. Just held his run a fraction more. There's nothing they could have done. Pryor, for the first time in the match, just got caught. But he'll say he knew exactly what he was doing. Run on offside.
Now, this time Pryor has made a mistake and given it away. Hignett, Ravanelli peeling away to the far post to make one option for him. But all credit there to Parker for getting back and defending so well.
Again, it's another ball lost too easily, in my opinion, at this level, in a dangerous area.
Harry Parker, twice a winner in this competition in his Nottingham Forest days. Emerson finding Cox. Whitlow arrives to close down the space, but on it goes to Ravanelli. Walsh alongside him. Juninho, his first touch that I can remember in this half, finding Ravanelli. Emerson, Leicester forcing them backwards again, but that's a lovely ball. Good outlet provided by Cox. And a wild lunge there at Juninho. Whitlow shakes his head, but don't see how the referee could have done anything else other than a free kick.
No, that's a free kick. I mean, you can't even argue about that. He's lucky he's an nimble, Juninho. I tell you, many would have been caught by Whitlow's lunge there.
Hignett and Juninho himself over the ball. Hignett's walked away. Easy catch. Casey Keller's still only had 2 goals in this competition, by the way, in the 7 ties he's played in. And one of them came in the semi-final and the other in the original match in the final. Not a bad record. Whitlow leans on Juninho, who wasn't going to win that physical battle. Kinda. Emerson. Good return ball. And on it goes to Hignett. Looking for Ravanelli. Well, he couldn't do much more than win the header, but no one was up in support. Well, that was rather silly by Craig Hignett.
He raises his foot, Keller just comes in. I think quickly, very quickly pulls it away.
Heskey. Aye. A little bit of an argument between Heskey and Fester.
What Fester's done to Heskey's, when balls have been delivered up, he's got up early on Heskey's back in one headers, and Emile Heskey's been thinking he's been hard done by, and he has to a certain extent. And I think just showing a little frustration there, but that's definitely a free kick to him.
Parker will take it. Wasn't a good one. Musto got it away quite simply. There's Lennon. Omar. Back to Pryor. And under pressure, he's given it away. Hignett finds Emerson. He finds touch. Still frustration for Brian Robson. He knows his team can do better than this. Lennon, lovely little touch on, but Heskey miscontrolled it and used his physical presence to win it back. But Middlesbrough have possession again now. Chance for Kinder to get forward. He's got Hignett to his left and picks out Ravanelli in the centre. There's a lovely little ball onto Juninho. Danger here.
Well, that's what they're all about. In that time, they just play it a little bit longer. Not too many passes through the midfield, but it's delivered up from a fairly deep area early to out. This time he does get a hold of it. The ball's a perfect one into Juninho's run. The shot's just a touch high. Kamart's not far away, but he's not close enough that time.
Well, most of the 36 finals in this competition have been decided by a single goal margin. That's the tightrope that both these teams are on here. And a foul by Pryor on Hignett is, I think, going to earn him a caution. Yellow card for Pryor, who was also booked in the original match at Wembley. Not that it matters really, because the Coca-Cola has its own disciplinary code this season. So it won't count towards any league disciplinary action. Here's Festa. Away by Whitlow. Nigel Pearson back on the ground, where he performed so brilliantly for Sheffield Wednesday over the years, and indeed led them to a League Cup final victory. Not on this ground, of course, at Wembley. Heskey making the run here, and he might just get in behind the defender, and he has, and finds Claridge. Back to Heskey. Out to Lennon. Got men back quickly there, Middlesbrough, in fairness. Here's Parker. Whitlow. Got a fearsome shot if he can find room, but it's Ravanelli of all people back defending. Oh, that's splendid play by Cormack again. Is it getting up well, but the header has dropped to Pearson. Emerson, and again, the pace of the game has risen noticeably in this second half. Emerson with a great run. He ran straight into trouble in the end in the shape of Pontus Cormack.
We all thought it was going to be tight. There wouldn't be much in this game, and that's exactly the way that it's panned out.
Grayson. Heskey. That's a corner. Hard to believe, isn't it, that he was 19 less than 3 months ago, Emil Heskey. Quick, strong, two-footed. They have turned down millions of pounds from other clubs for his signature. Taking the time over the corner, but they've just got to get this right. Ravanelli touches it away, and he was so shocked there. Heskey, the ball hit him rather than him heading it.
Yeah, he didn't know a lot about it. It's a decent ball in, this one. Whitlow, it's a good area, it's a dangerous area. Can't quite deal with it, Ravanelli, but it just arrived too quickly at Emil Heskey. Well, I wonder who all his tackles have been against.
Now, Ravanelli has it back unexpectedly there for Middlesbrough and picks out Hignett. Mustoe getting forward in this attack, but Hignett's played the wrong ball. Grayson. Norwich goes down, but the referee shakes his head and says play on. Hignett.
There's too much breaking down in Craig Hignett at the moment.
And he was guilty of pulling Grayson's jersey then.
I just wonder if at any time you look at both teams when it's 0-0 in a cup final, and you wonder where could teams change it to win it. Leicester, you don't see too many changes that Martin O'Neill would want to make. I think the 11 that are out there are the 11 he would want to play and finish the game. I think it's Middlesbrough, and you look at Beck on the bench, and I think he's the one. You look at Hignett, maybe things are breaking down too much in him. Is it time to bring Beck in?
Well, Leicester have a free kick in a dangerous area here. Parker takes most of these, just waiting for the big guns to get forward. Walsh and, in particular, Heskey. It's a dangerous ball. Lennon hits it straight back. He's got to work hard here, Walsh, to get there ahead of Ravanelli, and did. Warmark. Grayson has overhit that one. No problem for Neil Cox. He didn't look then. Emerson, he just didn't look, and he's played it straight to Leonard. Is it? Now Whitlow. Well, that was sheer frustration at his own original error. He doesn't think it's a free kick, he does.
I thought it was a free kick. He lunges in. It's nowhere near the ball. It's as clear a free kick as you're going to get. But he actually did look for the pass, Alan. He just underhit the thing. It was a lazy pass. And it immediately put his team in trouble. Now they've got to defend an area where, well, all season Leicester have looked dangerous from set pieces, from corners. They've got 4 big headers of the ball up there. They've got Gary Parker's good delivery normally. So this is a threatening area, a threatening situation.
Will Emerson's error prove expensive? Parker's free kick. He seemed to go for goal as much as anything and made that a simple catch for Ben Roberts.
That's 2 comfortable free kicks either end. Janino did the same about 5 minutes ago at the other end. Free kick in the danger situation area, popped it straight into Keller's arms. Gary Parker does the same. That's unlike them both.
Kinder. Plenty of space for Cox. Ravanelli. Leicester trying to ensure he can't turn, but he still kept possession well. He gets it again. It's excellent play by Ravanelli. Kinder. That's not excellent. Presented it straight to Izzet. 63 minutes coming up, and you just wonder, the longer the game wears on, whether that's going to be detrimental to Middlesbrough's chances here. They did have that tough 2 hours of tense cup-tie football, mostly with 10 men on Sunday. And of course they've had this tough programme, which is going to get even tougher in the remaining weeks. Emerson showing his toughness in the middle of the field. And on to Ravanelli, who gets a corner.
Yeah, he was looking for a bit more, but that was more in hope than anything. The ball, the run's a great one from Emerson, really forceful, great skill here. Watch this. Just a little tap pass and he's away. The ball here just played him a little wide.
Now, Juninho. Keller stubbed the proverbial cigarette out on the post in being so calm, seeing that one go out.
Again, quick corner. Ravanelli got up quickly and popped it there. Leicester are pretty well set. They've got enough bodies behind, get enough pressure on the ball. Look at him, turned it into the other corner, the opposite corner.
Well, the big stand here at Hillsborough, literally reverberating from the noise of the supporters inside Hillsborough tonight. It's been a wonderful atmosphere. Are they going to see a goal? Heskey. Force wide, and that was enough.
You know, you're getting to a stage in a cup final where, rather than going and trying to win the game, you sometimes get two teams who become fearful of actually losing it. And I think that's probably where we are. We're both a little bit cautious now. Both not so keen to throw men forward or too many. I think Middlesbrough won't be like that because I think they just go forward anyway. I think Robbo knows that. He puts, that's his side, that's what they do. They start to wonder now, teams, that they start to think if we lose one now, then it's going to be really tough.
"25 minutes of this Coca-Cola Cup final replay remaining. Emerson has slowed it to walking pace. Walsh just nips in ahead of Ravanelli.
He's worked hard, Ravanelli, along the line. I don't think his touch has been as sure as it might have been, but he's worked that line on his own. Really unselfishly, tirelessly at times.
Pryor with a good clearance, finds Claridge. Parker, or rather Cormac on that occasion, using the ball well. Now is it? Pryor. Under pressure from Clayton Blackmore. Did the wise thing. Walsh will look to hit this long. Easy clearance for Pearson, and a good one. Straight down to Cox. Now Hignett tried to lose his man, then Walsh. But who's there again, cleaning up? Spencer Pryor. Ball given away to Lennon. Claridge had to check there as Mustoe closed down the space. Whitlow. And it'll be Leicester's throw. There's Lennon. Claridge just couldn't win that battle with Cox, who's having a fine game. And here's Emerson. He and Kinder playing their own private little game here. Hester joins in. Heskey with the interception, but it's not good enough because Cox has kept it in play. Not the best ball though for Ravanelli.
I think when the front man comes that wide, then he wants the ball given to his feet.
Now he's got it to his feet from Lennon. And it's a decent ball in by Ravanelli. Pryor there first again. Now Heskey. Parker. Lennon with a good ball. Is it?
Well, you mentioned one goal settled so many of these Coca-Cola final, League Cup finals as they were. It certainly looks as if that's going to be the case again tonight.
Ravanelli, sensible layoff to Cox. Now Blackmore, the Welsh international, who's been a great winner, of course, in his Manchester United days. And has quietly got through a lot of hard work in midfield tonight. In fact, it was Brian Robson's first signing when he became manager of Middlesbrough, Clayton Blackmore, 3 years ago now. Knew him, of course, from their long time together at Old Trafford. Emerson, that's a good ball. That's Blackmore on the end of it. Looking for the early ball to Juninho. Keller, once again, out of the blocks quickly. And the early throw sets Grayson moving forward. It's tight, it's tense. There hasn't really been a goal-scoring opportunity in this half. Heskey. Parker, neat little ball. Claridge lays it off. Is it? Heskey tries to thunder his way through the challenges, but not this time, because this fella was pretty strong as well.
Defended well again there. Oh, that's taking a chance. They got away with it.
Yeah, remarkably, he did. Walsh with a none too sure back pass. Keller did the right thing. And a fine header on from Whitlow to Claridge. But Cox doesn't waste any time getting back on the cover. He's not going to get the throw, though. That was optimistic. Working his socks off to try and close down the Leicester defenders, but they've still got the ball forward well here with Claridge. Now is it? It was a tired sort of shot really by Muzzy, is it? "20 minutes to go."
Juninho at Wembley, an extra time to create the chance for Ravanelli. It might take something like that again tonight. It certainly looks that way.
Parker winning it back, and Keller did well then. Pumped back in, and out again from Parker, but it's gone straight to Pearson. Lennon with a good ball, and he gets it back, but he's offside. He doesn't know, but it won't count.
Well, it was close. And Nigel Pearson, who's been impeccable tonight, normally they just headed this straight back. He did the first time, he brought this one down, he gets caught. I think that's touch and go. I'm not so sure he is offside. Certainly a debatable one.
But a tight decision that. Pearson, glorious ball. Ravanelli, Walsh behind him. Needs some help and gets it from Cox. Juninho. And Cox came and took it off his own player. That's unusual. Now he's dispossessed by Cormac.
Good bit of pressure. Approaching the last 10 minutes from Middlesbrough.
Spending a lot of time about this throw-in. There's an argument between Pearson and Ravanelli. This is ridiculous. If looks could kill. And of course, what happens at the end of all that nonsense by Middlesbrough is Leicester get a free kick. What was Ravanelli playing at? Mamma mia. Well, if this leads to something, the discussion in the dressing room will be interesting between Pearson and Ravanelli. And it might lead to something, but the bounce just took it away from Claridge. The header by Heskey. Well, gentleman in front doesn't seem to think it's his bedtime quite yet, but I would think everyone else in this ground has been anxiously, nervously eyeing their watches in the last few minutes, and they'll know that we're into the last 10. And dare one predict that a goal now would be sufficient to win this final, to win the trophy, to win a place in Europe, to win a little bit of history. But who's going to get it? Claridge for Leicester. Oh no! It was never offside, surely. The lines was a yard away, and it seemed to me there was a defender behind, is it?
It might have been.
Pearson. Pryor will head it straight back to Grayson. Parker. Haven't seen much of Grayson getting forward in this half. Tribute to Middlesbrough, but that's a useful little scooped ball up for, is it? He's done well here, very well, and hauled down. Pearson a little bit fortunate to escape a yellow card, perhaps, then.
Yeah, I think you're right there. As it does ever so well, then he just gets hooked away. Certainly couldn't have been any arguments if the referee had produced a card. What he has done is he's given more anxious moments for himself and his defenders.
Parker lifts it up, and the header produced a fine save on the line by Roberts. He reacted well then, he really did.
Well, I think it was big Steve Walsh who came up from the back and got his head on this. This is a good delivery, it's in the danger area. Walsh gets up, I think the goalkeeper's pretty pleased that that bounces right in front of him. I think had that been to the side anywhere, it would have been a real difficult save. As it was, the fact that it bounced made it difficult enough.
Lennon scrapping to win it back here for Leicester, did well. Whitlow swings it forward. Emerson. Blackmore. Musto. Ravanelli ahead of him, and the linesman's given another dodgy offside, I would have thought.
That was tight yet again. He looked to run offside, but I think he just bends his run back. That's tight, but he's right. He's spot on, the linesman.
Yeah, got to give him that one. Heskey having a little swing at Emerson, who's rather exaggerated it, I feel. But the referee will have to take some action here.
Well, he's got to be careful, I mean, Heskey. That's balmy. There's nothing here. I mean, it's just a challenge. First of all, he pulls away at him, and then you just can't do what he does here. You just can't do it.
Mind you, Emerson did have a little swing at him as well, it seemed. Which presumably the referee didn't quite see, because it looks as though he's only going to book one player, Heskey. Heskey better shut his mouth, or he could turn from yellow to red. And maybe Emerson should have joined him in the book. Ravanelli couldn't quite reach it, and with 5 minutes to go, he'll be wondering if he's got to go through another period of extra time. They never told me this when they said come to England. He's probably played more matches in the last month than he played in most seasons, I would think, in Italy. Not quite, but you know what I mean. Lennon. Skipping round the challengers brilliantly. Has he got the legs to get the cross in? He has. And again, picks out Parker this time. Juninho arrives to dispossess him. That's good work by the little Brazilian. Still running, still motoring, still running at people, which he loves to do and does so well. Kinder. Blackmore, good interception by Cormack. And he goes forward and finds Claridge, and the substitute Vickers had to get that tackle in. Tension is so real here, you can feel it, touch it almost, as we tick towards the final couple of minutes. Claridge sucks round his ankles as ever. Turns and finds Lennon. Now Parker. Leicester will be encouraged just to keep the ball in this half. And they've done rather better than that. They've got a corner. Whitlow comes across to take it. He usually gets real pace on the kicks. They've got the option of Parker short.
It's all about concentration from Middlesbrough now, Alan. They've all got to be right. They've all got to be tight. A goal here would surely win it.
Heskey missed what looked a reasonable chance. And Parker beaten in the tackle, but Pryor wins it back. Whitlow did well. Cormack just lifts it forward. Claridge couldn't help it on, away by Kinder, but it's good late pressure from Leicester City. Got to be accurate here, though. Parker looks for Heskey. And the header drops straight to Ravanelli. That's a good ball out to Hignett. Oh, well done, Parker. But Ravanelli's there again, still running, still working for the cause. No complaints about his commitment tonight. And here he is again. Emerson. Free kick given against Grayson. And Emerson is waiting for Pearson to get forward. Tries to pick out Ravanelli. The touch by him leads to a goal kick. The fans try to lift the players as we move towards the last 60 seconds of normal time. Extra time beckons. There'll be a bit of stoppage time. Only referee Bodmin knows how much. Pearson. Ravanelli makes a run for him. He's picked him out beautifully. Walsh again won't let him turn. And Leicester, in fact, get the throw-in. Well, they'll be used to it now. They've had full value for their season tickets this season, haven't they? 46 matches, and goodness knows how many hours when you add on the various periods of extra time. It has been a most unusual season for Middlesbrough supporters, you could say. Stoppage time being played at Hillsborough. And the 37th League Cup final is edging closer to extra time. As Emerson plays it forward to Ravanelli. Dispossessed by Walsh. Traveled to rather get there, but couldn't keep it in play. Tired limbs, tired minds now. Possibly, particularly in the red of Middlesbrough, because they played 2 hours of football, remember, only on Sunday. Will that be a key factor, I wonder? Parker volleys it forward. Heskey gets up well, but so too did Pearson, and Heskey's injured. Parker gets it back, though. Here's Lennon. Heskey still down injured, and that was a brilliant tackle by Cox. And still no Heskey to join in for Leicester. He's on his knees on the turf. Over a minute of stoppage time played. Is the story to end in drama here? Robbie Mustoe for Middlesbrough. Heskey still lying injured. Cox.
I can't believe that Neil Cox didn't put that in the box. Absolutely amazed.
And that ball surely driven too deep, yes. And now the referee's got to allow treatment for Emil Heskey, who must have been down there a good minute or so. Nothing the referee could have done about it, of course. He had to let play continue. I don't think it's going to be a serious injury.
Well, I think the only way he would have stopped it if he was concerned that it was a head injury. It certainly didn't seem to be. You know, he goes to hold his head, but it did look to be a clash of arm on head, or head to head even. Might just have been stunned a little.
Well, the fans have played a marvellous part in this pageant here tonight in Hillsborough. But it looks as though they're all going to get to bed late tonight. Heskey's all right to continue. I wouldn't think we've got very much longer left before the referee signals the end of normal time. Had another glance at the watch, and there indeed is the whistle, and extra time will be played here at Hillsborough. Been there, done that, got the T-shirt, knows the speech, has got it ready. So has he. Well, strangely enough, the last time Hillsborough staged a replay in this competition back in 1977, Aston Villa against Everton. Andy Gray will know all about it. Yes, that also ended in a draw, didn't it?
1-1 that night. Yeah. That went to a third replay.
Correct. But turning our attention back to the Coca-Cola Cup. Are we going to see a winner in this next half an hour, or will we go through the drama, admittedly, but absolute agony of a penalty shootout to decide the season's first major trophy?
Well, it's only agony if you lose. There's ecstasy as well.
Yes, it's everything. All emotions jumbled into a crazy little spell. We all got used to it during Euro 96. We've seen it many times in big European finals, in World Cups as well, but never, incredibly, in the history of a domestic cup competition in England has it gone to a penalty shootout. Is tonight to be a historic first?
Well, it certainly looked that way for a long time, Al, as if it might go all the way. Difficult to know where the break's coming from. Maybe a tired mind more than anything, who just loses concentration at an important area on the pitch. Misplaced pass from a tired leg. It might be something like that rather than a great bit of skill that wins this match. I certainly hope it's skill.
And here's one man who can provide it. He's lost shin pad there by the looks of it. Juninho. He's going to need that. The white cornmark's been tied to him. Not that he's had to resort to foul tactics at all. Emerson using his strength now. And Whitlow used his to deny him. Lennon. This could end in tears. But they didn't. They kept their heads well. Claridge goes down. No foul given. Musto. Blackmore. Cox wants some support and gets it again from Clayton Blackmore. Just showed the ball there. Oops. That looked like a foul, but the referee has waved play on. And Leicester didn't get any advantage.
Attitude. I mean, sometimes I've watched this lad play Ravanelli, but, you know, he's so theatrical at times, frustrating. You couldn't fault his work rate tonight. He has worked his socks off. I think what we remember from Wembley, Al, is that in this extra time period, Middlesbrough were pretty dominant for long spells. And I think we're the better side. And when they got the goal, I think everyone thought that was it. I'm interested to see how this extra time pans out.
Ravanelli the scorer then. Now he finds Hignett. Juninho well placed in the 6-yard box. And Keller dangerously close to carrying that out of play. Referee had a look at the linesman and he was satisfied he kept it in.
Yeah, I think this pretty much stays in. And Ravanelli does go and get involved, though, Alan. They do lack numbers. They do lack numbers in the box. They came across there, only little Juninho was a target. But that ain't bad, you're a front man. I said it broke down quite a bit on him. But obviously I was wrong. He's had the ball up to him and kept it the majority.
Well, the importance of this next 27 minutes to Middlesbrough's season can't be overstated. And, of course, to Leicester's. Middlesbrough might say that if they can get a trophy here tonight, It'll be enough to keep their expensive Foreign Legion happy and satisfied to stay. But Leicester don't care about that. They want that trophy. They want that place in Europe every bit as much.
He chased that well, Robbie Mustoe. Talk about tired legs, but he had to really sprint hard to keep the ball in play there.
Gets it again. Cross deflected away. Walsh miscontrolling it at first and had to get the clearance away from danger.
A little reluctant to toss it in Middlesbrough. I think probably for obvious reasons. When you're facing Walsh and Pryor, and you've got Juninho and Hignett in there, then you're not quite encouraged to play it in.
Whitlow dealt with a difficult ball well then. It was roundabout now, I think, that in the original match at Wembley, Middlesbrough went ahead.
Well, they've started the better side, opening 5 minutes of extra time. The pressure has been on the Leicester back four. Any ball played forward towards Heskey above is always a threat.
Now, Heskey trying to provide that threat. Ben Roberts kept very calm. Kinder. He won't be quite as tired as the others because, of course, he missed an hour of the game on Sunday, having been sent off. Claridge finding Grayson. On to Parker. Only Heskey in a blue shirt inside the Middlesbrough penalty area at the moment. Claridge is arriving now. Is it? Time to steady himself. Gets the cross in. Completely missed by all and sundry apart from Lennon. Now Parker. Clever little ball around the outside. But he was just so tired there, Grayson. He just couldn't reach it or do anything with it.
Well, Juninho made a great run, you know, Aaron, wide on the right. Clinton Blackmore just didn't spot him. But that was a well-struck shot from Lennon a little earlier. Really drove it from the edge of the box. Once again, it was Nigel Pearson. Put his body in there. Made a good block.
Juninho off on a run. Hallmark off with him, as usual. And Pryor, good old-fashioned punt clearance. Here's Emerson. Kinder on his right foot, finding Ravanelli. That's a useful ball. Blackmore thought about a shot and thought again, but a bit ambitious from that range. Here's Heskey. Lennon. It's good play by Neil Lennon, the little Northern Ireland international, finding Grayson. Muzzy is it? Pryor will think about delivering this one long. Heskey touching it down into the wrong area. Claridge had just vacated it. There's a loose ball that Cox is working hard to win back, but Walsh is there for Leicester. Now Whitlow. And again. Parker. You can only admire the fitness and physical resolve of these players. Heskey would have been offside there. And indeed, the referee has given the free kick.
Yeah, they're well conditioned these days, though, Alan. Nothing's left to chance. They're really well looked after, diets in particular. Now, recovery times are monitored more closely than they've ever been.
And because of all the matches they face, and crucial ones as well, Middlesbrough, should they win tonight, won't get any celebrating done. In fact, by the time this game finishes, there probably won't be time anyway, but no champagne, no drink is the order from Brian Robson on the coach, back and get on with preparing to play Sunderland at the weekend. Little push by Ravanelli on Pryor. Walsh helping it back. Keller got plenty of air on the clearance. that ball? Is it finding Lennon? Claridge goes down and this time does get a free kick. Sort of resigned grin from Emerson.
Doesn't do an awful lot.
Well, he's worked so hard again, Claridge. He's a player who looks tired in the kick-ins, but he's just got that air about him. But here he is, and he's done it! Claridge has scored for Leicester!
Well, it's Claridge's shot, but once again, the importance of Steve Walsh. He was instrumental in the equaliser at Wembley, but watch him again, fighting to win the header. He knocks it into the danger area. The marking's not great, but that's a very good finish from Steve Claridge. It's high, it's got to be volleyed about hip high. He controls it well, doesn't look to smash it. He looks to guide it in the corner, and that he does very well indeed.
And Steve Claridge, whose goal in the dying seconds at Wembley a year ago won Leicester City their place in the Premiership, might have won them the Coca-Cola Cup. They've got 20 minutes to hold on to a lead. Kinder, Mustoe. Kinder again. This is Emerson. That's a lovely little ball, Emerson! Great save! Should have been 1-1. What drama we have now, and Heskey will break clear for Leicester. Oh, great challenge. That was a class tackle from Pearson.
Well, I'm with you. We should be sitting 1-1 now. That was a fabulous little flick from Craig Hignett, I think it was. Let's just admire a little ball and great little. Now pick your spot, son. He hits the goalkeeper with it. Straight at him. Keller stood there. Emerson hit him.
Ravanelli, offside. Won't count, offside. The flag raised instantly. The ball was played to Hignett. Well, I've said before, Andy, he's the most unlikely hero, isn't he? Just looking at him, Stevie Claridge.
Yeah, but look at that. That was a great battle. Vickers and Walsh. They muscled each other. Walsh won that battle. That was crucial. That's what created the opening. And I tell you, Claridge's goal, in the heat of a cup final, with tired legs, was an excellent one. One shot, one on target, one goal.
And what delight that has caused on the Leicester territory here at Hillsborough. And here goes Claridge again. Heskey, meantime, is lying prone, injured. Claridge did well there. And now there'll be some treatment for Emil Heskey. But Stevie Claridge has had the most remarkable career. He's untidy, isn't he? He's accident-prone. He's always late. He's admitted to losing a fortune in gambling. He's had his health problems. He's been a gardener, an odd job man in his days, run a fruit and vegetable stall. He is one of the most unusual footballers you'll ever come across, and he has reduced one of England's greats and one of England's most expensively assembled teams to a jittery state of dismay at the moment, because with 3 minutes of the first period of extra time remaining, it's Leicester who have their noses in front vitally here.
Yeah, but they were 2 down against Chesterfield on Sunday. They showed great spirit, Middlesbrough, to come back. And I think they've got spirit about them, there isn't a doubt about that. They're going to have to take a chance. They might just go man for man at the back. Might give Heskey an opportunity to run at people, but they've got to take a chance now and push men forward. I think if it stays this at half-time, it must surely bring Beck on.
Lennon will just want to keep possession here.
Well, we always wondered about Middlesbrough when he went in front, could they hold on to the lead? We've talked about them being suspect at the back. I think what we know, we saw it against Wimbledon in the semi-final, that this Leicester side can defend well when they need to.
Well, keeping Middlesbrough pinned deep inside their own half, and indeed the free kick has gone to Leicester here. I'm not sure Claridge speaks much Portuguese, but I think he's got the message over to Juninho. The message is, it's Leicester's free kick. Big Steve Walsh has come forward again. And Heskey on the near post. Walsh going in well, and he's turned it back to Izzet. Hignett miscontrols it, and Heskey uses his strength too well. Free kick against him. Middlesbrough tried to break quickly, but they've got to bring it all the way back. Activity down on the Middlesbrough bench, I see. Looks as though they're bringing on possibly 2 substitutes as we tick towards the end of the first period of extra time. And Leicester have it back again. And here he is. Could he be the hero? Not with a ball like that, but he's done his bit with the goal. And how? His 14th of the season, incidentally. He's Leicester's leading scorer. I don't know whether Middlesbrough are going to wait for the half-time whistle for extra time to make the changes, but obviously changes are about to be made, and 2 attacking players coming on in Mikael Beck and Alan Moore, who's, well, in his early days certainly was a very exciting left winger. He's played more of a central midfield role in recent times. But 2 attacking players, they've got to do that now. And clearly they are going to wait for referee Bodman's whistle. Juninho, run back by Grayson. Emerson takes it off him. Musto. This is Pearson. And again. Cox looking for Ravanelli with the high ball. Ravanelli's downward header. Juninho did splendidly then, and a chance for Musto falls his way, but it was good defending by Pryor.
Half a chance, Alan. Tired legs, tired touch.
I'm sure the referee's getting all this time to add on as Pearson's shot is deflected away. Vickers. Pump it in now is the message. Juninho is not going to win a header though. Now the referee has blown, and we have reached the halfway stage in extra time, and Steve Claridge has got the breakthrough for Leicester City.
Yeah, it's a hopeful ball played in. Claridge did what he's wanted to do, I'm sure, all his life. Scored at Wembley in the playoffs last year, an important goal. Tell you what, he'll feel nothing like that one if that proves to be the winner.
And the 2 players who are coming off, as you can see, is Craig Hignett, and the other one is going to be Neil Cox, to be replaced by Mikael Beck, who's got 4 goals in his 6 ties so far in this competition, and the Irishman Alan Moore. Hardly time for a breather for the rest of them. Well, what a roller coaster ride of emotions these Middlesbrough fans have gone through. We are 15 minutes away, maybe, from knowing the winner of the 1997 Coca-Cola Cup. At the moment, Leicester in pole position. But if this match is level at the end of this next quarter of an hour, we will see penalties to decide whose name goes on the trophy. Pearson, the Middlesbrough captain, into the penalty area. And it was Parker back defending.
Well, I think they'll be quite happy. They looked happy to defend in numbers against Wimbledon in the semi-final. It won't bother them too much if they have to do it again. They know they've got to do it for 14 and a half minutes.
Ravanelli trying to get there. Claridge gets there and clears to Emerson. Kinder with a ridiculous effort, frankly. I don't know what he was thinking of then. I wouldn't think Brian Robson was too happy with that one.
I'm not sure myself what he would mind. But what they've done, they've just put Clayton Blackmore at right back, Middlesbrough and Alan Moore in the central midfield area, alongside Emerson and Musto, and of course Beck up front.
Heskey heading it on. Claridge couldn't get his feet off the ground. Lennon scraps away again with Musto, but Middlesbrough have it. And Beck gets his first touch. Couldn't keep it for long. Whitlow under pressure here from the other substitute, Moore. And that's what the Leicester fans would have wanted to see.
Well, Martin O'Neill's obviously tucked Emile Heskey and just said to him, you're going to play that left side.
Beck volleys one across. Little Juninho climbing high on the far post. But Leicester clear the danger again. And for them now, it's all about either keeping possession or keeping the ball in the other half of the field. Ben Roberts could do nothing about Claridge's goal, which came really out of the blue. Blackmore finding the Irishman Alan Moore. Middlesbrough's throw. Clayton Blackmore. And Lennon just got there to deny him space. And Leicester have just got to keep working now. Middlesbrough have got to keep hoping and playing their football, which they do here, but that effort not likely to trouble the goalkeeper of Keller's excellence. And
that's always a danger though, Alan, if they back off to the 18-yard box. You know, against Wimbledon, all right, they're not going to play balls and have movement like that into feet, I think, to be fair. They aren't going to risk them playing little balls into Ravanelli's feet and having Beck and having Whitlow.
Leicester are about to make a substitution, incidentally. Jamie Lawrence coming on. I gather that Nicky Whitlow is off having treatment at the moment, isn't likely to be able to continue. So Beck brings Middlesbrough forward. Leicester down to 10 men at the moment as Pearson lines up a possible shot. Middlesbrough have a throw. And here's Ravanelli. Danger here for Leicester. Turn back in, and Keller was in exactly the right place. That was a remarkable save because he had Juninho almost inside his jersey with him there.
Well, the referee just doesn't see Juninho, I'm sure of that. He ends up right next to Keller. Totally offside, but totally obscured from the linesman. The flag certainly said down. Well, that would have been interesting had that nestled in the corner rather than straight at the goalkeeper yet again.
It was Moore who got the shot in, I think. Yeah, just poked it forward. And meantime, a little more drama going on. The stretcher bearers are being called into play here. Muzzy Izzet hauled to his feet, and Whitlow still having treatment. So both the Leicester physios called into service here.
Look at Martin O'Neill, he's almost on top of the linesman in this near side. I think that's just stretching your technical area a bit, Martin.
He's obviously trying to make the point that they want to make this change here. They've been trying to bring Lawrence on for ages. Now, finally, they have attracted the referee's attention, and Lawrence comes on for Whitlow. And that's all going to mean a minute or so stoppage time to be added, as we are getting close to the last 10 minutes at Hillsborough. And Leicester City, the team that most of the bookmakers thought would go straight down from the Premiership this season, are actually on the verge of qualifying for Europe and winning a major trophy, and more importantly than all perhaps, of staying in the Premiership. What a story. What a season this has been. And Leicester will be delighted that the linesman has flagged and indicated here that they've got to take that throw again, so that kills a bit more time. And time is Middlesbrough's enemy. Now Middlesbrough get a free kick. It's getting a bit untidy, but that's inevitable as Leicester try and break up Middlesbrough's rhythm. And of course, sheer fatigue leads to errors now. Blackmore. Here's Pearson. Juninho trying to lose Cormac again. Heskey playing like a right back here now. It's a decent looking cross, but it was well met by Cormac, who's got to get there again. And Ravanelli trying to find some room. Ravanelli's shot.
Again, it's a half a chance. Not a great chance, to be fair to Ravanelli. Well, they just moors the one, he gets there first, helps it on. Get a little bit caught. First touch is a decent one to set up the chance, but to be fair to him, he's always under pressure. Never really had enough control and enough time. Didn't have much of the target to hit at all.
Vickers guiding it back to Roberts. His clearance has gone straight to Parker. Just got to keep possession, Leicester. Easier said than done. And Lawrence has lost out to Beck. Moore. Bit of space on the left-hand side for Kinder. Beck. Miscontrol that one. Good play by Leicester. Is it for them? I'm not sure whether he was trying to find Claridge or just simply get the ball deep into Middlesbrough territory then. The pattern of the last few minutes established. Leicester back in numbers. Happy to clear the ball. Happy to concede throw-ins. Alan Moore. Clayton Blackmore. And now Vickers. There's Emerson. Lennon entices him towards him, and Beck involved in a little scrap for possession there with Lawrence, who did brilliantly in the end. Pearson. The red tide flows again towards the Leicester goal, but that's not a good ball by Pearson, and that is a bad tackle.
Yeah, the ball just sits up. Moore goes in late and high, very high.
Well, Muzzy Izzet will be talking in a higher voice than usual at the moment, and Alan Moore didn't take long to make an impact, literally. And although he won't agree at the moment, that's all for the good for Leicester, because it's broken up another Middlesbrough attack. It's given Leicester a free kick, and it's made that little red hand on the clock tick around a little bit further in their favour and closer towards an historic night for Leicester City Football Club. They have won the cup once before. A long, long time ago now. And certainly most of their younger fans won't remember those days. It was 1964 when they were winners in the early years of this competition. And that remains, up to tonight, the only major trophy in 113 years of football at Filbert Street. 5 minutes to go. Middlesbrough come forward. Can they rescue it? Can they send the game towards penalties? Can they do even better? Now more race than race to keep that one in play. But the cross has gone behind, and the referee's given a corner. I don't think Leicester were very happy about it, though, wouldn't they, would they?
Well, they chased a lost cause there, Alan Moore. Well, if it was a touch, it was a very faint one.
Anxious moment for Leicester City. Hung up high towards Vickers, who heads it into the danger area. Lennon getting it away. Heskey with the clearance. It's a tired one. It's dropped straight to Juninho. He looked for either Ravanelli or Beck in the box. Vickers is there again. The shot was by Pearson. It could have gone anywhere. And the header has taken it well wide in the end for Moore. Precious seconds have elapsed. Down on the touchline, Brian Robson and Martin O'Neill will feel that every second that passes is like a lifetime. That's a goal kick. And little things like that are so important at this stage of the game, aren't they, Andy?
Yeah, but I think the linesman was right. I think the ball did come off of Beck.
Leicester are going to make a change now. Mark Robins, who himself proved to be something of a hero in the first game. Remember, it was his cross that led to Emile Heskey's late equalising goal. He's coming on. And it looks like the goal-scoring hero, Steve Claridge, is going to come off to a standing ovation. And this is why. Is that the goal that is going to win the Coca-Cola Cup for Leicester City? Claridge has done his bit. He's now a spectator like the rest of us for the last 2.5 minutes.
Well, Pearson's up front now as well. It's just all or nothing for Middlesbrough.
It goes towards Ravanelli. Walsh missed his attempted clearance. Lawrence helped him out, and Heskey's kept that in play. Lennon getting it forward. Robbins can't get a touch. 2 minutes to go. Kinder plays it in again. Pryor with the header clear. Blackmore will pump it back into the box. Ravanelli meets the ball with his head, but Pryor is there to hook it clear again. And Robbins tries to keep the pressure off his defenders. But it's straight back in again from Kinder. Now Beck. And the Danes there again trying to win possession, but he can't do so. And Leicester have a throw-in. They will not be in a hurry to take it. Lennon. Beaten to it by Moore. Emile Heskey gets it clear to Robbins. And Robbins closed Vickers down quickly. Here's Emerson. We are into the last minute of extra time. Can Middlesbrough pull it out of the fire here? Can Leicester hold on? As it's pumped back in again by Kinder. Lennon miscontrols it. Blackmore hits it wide. And perhaps, that's Middlesbrough's last chance gone.
It might well be on. But I think there'll be a couple of minutes. Might well be of added time. But Leicester are dogged, aren't they? When they've got a lead. He's not giving it up, that lad. They're tough to break down. They're going 5 at the back now. Jamie Lawrence is in as a centre-back.
The contrast in scenes around this stadium is quite incredible. Those in red sitting expectantly, hopefully, but not optimistically. Around the rest of the stadium, those in blue, on their feet, the flags waving, the scarves held aloft. Because now we are in to stoppage time at the end of extra time, and Leicester City might be just seconds away from winning a major trophy for only the second time in their history. Is Claridge's goal going to give them glory? Can Middlesbrough find something yet? Walsh, the captain, with a great clearance just when they needed it. Heskey helping it on to Robbins. He couldn't keep it in play. Martin Bodnam, the referees, just have a look at the watch. Anticipation all around this stadium. Middlesbrough have to get the ball into the box. Kinder does just that, but Walsh comes to meet it. Now Clayton Blackmore, and Heskey blocks the clearance. It's a throw. The clock ticks on. A minute of extra time already added by the referee. That can't surely be much longer. It's Kinder again. In goes Emerson, and the ball has gone out for a goal kick, and the cheer that greeted that told you just how important it was for Leicester.
Well, Emile Heskey might well be a man of the match, but I tell you what, Steve Walsh, in the last 10 minutes, Alan, has been an absolute giant. An absolute giant. He's headed everything. It's been like a magnet to him. He knew that he would be under pressure. They pumped it in. Big Walsh has just come and headed everything out.
And still, it goes, but not any longer. Claridge, the hero, and Leicester City have won the Coca-Cola Cup and go into Europe next season. And the man who never even made it into top-flight football till the age of 30 will be playing amongst the top names in Europe next season. And Martin O'Neill, the miracle worker, in his first ever season as a manager at Premiership level, has given his team a major trophy. What a story. What a night. Shattering disappointment for Ravanelli and Middlesbrough. But for Walsh, the man whose career has seemed to be over so many times because of injury, it's joy. For Claridge, whose career at this level was so late starting. A hero again, just as he was a year ago. For Emile Heskey at the age of 19, a medal and Europe to look forward to. For these supporters, an unbelievable season.
Great scenes. Unfashionable club. Players who maybe started the season thinking it's going to be a season of struggle and toil, we're going to have to work hard. Looks like they're safe in the Premiership. But I tell you what, they'll enjoy this night tonight.
Well, just listen to the noise.
Yeah, I'm just looking at Mike Whitlow hobbling on, enjoying his teammates, trying his best to get in. And how must they feel when Middlesbrough fans, Alan? 10 days ago, it was so close they could almost touch it. 3 days ago, they thought they were in the FA Cup final. But none of those days will feel as bad as tonight, I tell you, because they're out, they've lost. The cup is no longer within their grasp. Leicester are the Coca-Cola champions. It's as simple as that.
Dejection and desolation for the Middlesbrough players. The losers are the first to make their journey through the fans and up the alleyway to where the presentation of medals will be made. Not quite as famous as the staircase at Wembley Stadium, but in a few moments' time, the scenes will be just as joyous. Ravanelli worked so hard for Middlesbrough tonight. And Pearson, the captain, did his best to rally his troops. And Alan Birchinor, one of the great characters of Leicester City, won't mind at all his one and only suit being ruined. Well, he was a player in some great Leicester teams years ago, but he loves the club.
Character. Character.
And they love him at the moment. Poole, the substitute goalkeeper, and Martin O'Neill. What a remarkable character this guy is. From the Vauxhall Conference, what was it, just 6 years ago with Wycombe Wanderers, through an unhappy spell at Norwich, to Leicester, where he won only once in the first 13 games, where the fans were demonstrating, writing in letters, phoning him up, complaining to the local newspapers. Has he turned it round or what? And these players have been his heroes today. And Steve Walsh, one of the game's nice guys, one of the game's Iron Men defenders, will lift the Coca-Cola trophy in about 30 seconds from now when the steward puts him right.
Might be 30 minutes from now, Alan, before they get through those Leicester fans.
Yeah, you're right.
I enjoy it. Doesn't matter if it takes half an hour, I tell you. These are moments to remember as a footballer.
The new chairman of the Football Association, Mr. Keith Wiseman, will present the trophy eventually. And Steve Walsh, who thought earlier this year his own career had come to an end after yet another knee operation, yet another serious injury, is about to lift a trophy for only the second time in the history of his beloved Leicester City. Leicester City win the season's first major honour, and the Coca-Cola Cup will reside for 12 months at Filbert Street.